Good morning. Okay, today we are going to discuss about an important topic, that is types of coupling. After completion of this topic, we are going to discuss, you are going to understand the different types of coupling networks, and you will get the advantages and disadvantages of coupling schemes and also applications of the schemes. In the previous class, we discussed about what is the need of multi-stage amplifier and the types of multi-stage amplifiers. Here, what is the need of coupling? As in the previous class, briefly we discussed about what is the need of coupling. Here, we must use suitable coupling network between two stages so that a minimum loss of voltage occurs when the signal passes through this network to the next stage. Actually, the coupling needs uh, the signal has to transfer from here to so much of distance. Therefore, there should not be any loss of signal from one stage to another stage. In that case, the coupling is very much needful. And one more, it does not allow the DC output voltage of one stage to enter into input biasing circuit of the next stage. This is also one of the important major topic while we need to couple with the next stage. So what is that? Since we are dealing with small signal amplifiers, therefore it deals with AC signals. So whenever we need to couple one stage to another stage of AC coupling, there must not be any entering of DC input. Therefore, when we want to couple the next stage, we need to take care of this also. That is, we should not allow the DC signal entering while entering the signal to the next stage. This is very important. The first one is the minimum loss of voltage occurs from one stage to another stage, and another one, we should not allow the DC component from one stage to another stage. Here, according to our syllabus, we have three coupling schemes. Those are RC coupling and transformer coupling and direct coupling. RC coupling means R stands for resistance, C stands for capacitance. So RC coupling. Next, transformer coupling. A transformer must be used in order to couple with the next stage. Third one is direct coupling. So directly, the first stage is directly coupled without any without any coupling network between one stage to another stage. That is called direct coupling. Let us discuss about all these three couplings in brief. First one, RC coupling, that is resistance capacitance coupling. Here, this is the block diagram of two stage. The first stage of amplifier, second stage of amplifier. In between, the RC coupling network is considered to couple first stage with the second stage. Like you can see here, this is first stage, this is second stage. In between these two, there is a RC coupling. A resistor and capacitor must be connected in between first stage and second stage. So the advantage of RC coupling. When we couple like this, what are the advantages? It is most convenient and least expensive. as we are using only resistors and capacitors. These are very less expensive. Therefore, and to couple with R and C, it is very convenient or easy. Therefore, it is most convenient and least expensive. Other one is simple and compact. Okay, of course, when we couple less number of components, it is simple and compact. We can easily connect or couple from one stage to another stage because of only two components are used. Next, it is most widely used in almost all the applications, amplifier applications. RC coupling technique is mostly used. Next, all audio small signal amplifiers used in record players and tape recorders. As we know, the players, that is earlier we use tape recorders in order to listen the music, that is audio signal, and record players recording purpose. So in all audio small signal amplifiers, the RC coupling network is used. So here audio, as we know, the audio signals frequency range is 20 Hz to 20 kHz. This is audible to the human being, as earlier we discussed. Therefore, by using this RC coupling, the audio signals can be easily transfer or propagate through this RC network. Public addressing systems. As in the previous class we discussed about the public addressing system where more number of gathering is there. So microphone, in between microphone and loudspeaker there must be an amplifier is used. This is called public addressing system. In public addressing system, mostly the RC coupling network is used in order to couple more number of stages in order to listen the speaker's voice. Audio amplifiers used in radio and television receivers. Generally, almost all the audio applications, the RC coupling network is used. Okay, this is about RC coupling. Next, transformer coupling. As just now we discussed, here the first stage of amplifier is taken input signal. The second stage is here amplifier, the second stage. In between these two, this is transformer. It consists of primary winding, secondary winding. In between these two, core. Okay, this is called transformer coupling. Okay, you can see here. This is transformer coupling. The transformer is used to couple one stage with another stage, next stage. Okay, here you can take the output across the second stage, output terminals of the second stage. So, what are the advantage of transformer coupling? Here, the DC resistance of the primary winding is very low. This is one of the most important application of the transformer coupling. By using transformer coupling, we can transmit or we can transfer only pure AC signal to the next stage, because here we are using two windings, primary winding and secondary winding in transformer. So the input is taken across primary winding, input terminals of the primary winding, and output is measured across the output terminals of the secondary winding. Therefore, there is a less chance signal allows the DC signal allows from primary to secondary winding. Therefore, the DC resistance, the DC signal is almost 0 percentage at the output of the secondary winding. Therefore, for pure AC applications, the transformer coupling is used. Replacing collector load resistor by low primary resistance eliminates the unnecessary power loss in the resistor. Okay, here replacing collector load resistor by low primary resistance. Here, instead of using RC, that is load resistor across capacitor, sorry, collector, can be replaced with transformer. Here we are using transformer in the second stage. The secondary winding of the transformer gives the output signal. Therefore, it eliminates unnecessary power loss in the resistor. This is one of the important point. Impedance match is providing. Since the transformer doesn't have any input resistance or output resistance, therefore there is no chance of impedance mismatch. Therefore, impedance matching is provided. These are the three very important points when we want to take the transformer coupling to couple more number of stages. Next, here some of the disadvantages of the transformer coupling. Increase in size as the transformer is bulky. As we know, the transformer is very bulky, therefore, the size of this transformer coupled amplifier is high. Since the transformers are very costly compared to resistor and capacitor, therefore it is costlier. The variation of voltage gain because of stray elements. Okay, since the voltage gain variation must be there because of stray elements, that is inductors. Next one is the basic coupling is direct coupling. Here, in certain applications, the signal voltages are of very low frequency, for example, thermocouple output. In these cases, the direct coupling is used. The amplifier used for amplification of such slowly varying signals makes use of directly coupled. In this coupling, two stages are connected by a simple connecting wires. There will not be any intermediate components, that is coupling network doesn't consist any components or devices. Simply two wires can be taken from the first stage and directly connected to the next stage, input of the next stage. Therefore, it doesn't require any components. Simply the connecting wires are required to connect first stage to second stage. Okay, here on the previous slides, just we introduced the types of couplings and the various applications, sorry, various advantages and disadvantages of individual coupling technique and applications of individual coupling techniques. Next, we can elaborate these coupling techniques by considering the circuit diagrams. Here, after completion of this topic, the students will be understand the principle of operation of RC coupled amplifier. Draw the circuit diagram of RC coupled amplifier. The working of RC coupled amplifier. The previous slides, we discussed about the different types of coupling schemes and applications, advantages and disadvantages. Yeah, this is RC coupled amplifier, two-stage RC coupled amplifier. Okay, as in the first unit, we discussed about the RC coupled, sorry, amplifier circuit. In this, so this is first stage, and next this is second stage. Both are similar. Both are similar or identical configuration. Both are here. In the first stage, we are taking the output at collector, therefore it is a common emitter. The second stage also, the output is taken at the collector, therefore it is also a common emitter. Common emitter of the first stage is connected to the common emitter of the next stage. The output of first stage CE is connected to the input of the second stage of the CE. So here RC, where R is now, it is the output where we are taking the output, that is a resistor. Across resistor we are measuring the output. Here also same thing, across resistor we are measuring the output. So this R, this is collector resistor. Next, immediately connecting this output signal to the next stage through a capacitor. So the combination of these two is called RC coupling. Okay, simple, nothing is there. The resistor which is connected at the output terminal, that is collector, is feeding back to the next stage through a coupling capacitor. Okay, this is coupling capacitor to the next stage. Okay, this RC, the combination of R and C, is called RC coupled amplifier. Okay, this is very simple. As we know, most widely used configuration in the amplifier circuit is common emitter. Therefore, common emitter configurations in the first and second stages are common emitter amplifier is a common emitter configuration is used. Why the common emitter configuration is preferred? Because of gain is high and the input resistance is low and output resistance is high. Okay, and the bandwidth is high. So some of the advantages are there over common base and common collector. Therefore, common emitter is used mostly in the amplifier circuit. Okay, here the common emitter amplifiers are used in both the stages, that is two stages. And as we know, in an amplifier, R1 R2 provides the required biasing, that is to keep the transistor in active region. The R1 R2 provides the required biasing, that is voltage divider biasing is applied here. So the required biasing is provided by the R1 and R2 which are connected at the input side. Okay, first this is the input signal, input AC signal. This input signal flows through the base of the first stage. Here this is C in, input capacitor. This is used to eliminate the DC if any in the input signal. Okay, through which the input signal flows to the base of the first stage of the transistor, and R1 R2 provides the biasing, required biasing to the transistor. Next, RE. RE provides, this is RE, so RE provides the bias stabilization to the amplifier stage, that is to keep the operating point constant, stable. Okay, next, this is C, emitter bypass capacitor. This CE provides if any high signal is flowing through emitter. This CE, emitter bypass capacitor, provides low reactance path in order to eliminate high signal which is flowing through the emitter. Okay, next the RC, collector resistor. This is used to measure the output across this is acts as a load resistor. Therefore, we can measure the output across RC, and for which a VCC DC voltage is applied. So the transistor is uh, to be operated in active region such that to provide some DC voltage that provided by using plus VCC here. The similar operation for the second stage of the amplifier, CE amplifier, and these two are connected through a capacitor. This capacitor eliminates if any DC in the output signal. Since we are using the DC, so that DC is eliminated by this coupling capacitor, and it provides only pure AC to the next stage of the amplifier. Okay, in this also the same network R1 R2 provides the biasing to the transistor, RE provides the stabilization, CE provides the low reactance path, RC is used to measure the output voltage. Okay, this is two-stage RC coupled amplifier. This is very important here. The principle of RC coupling. In this scheme, the signal developed across the collector resistor of the first is coupled to the base of the second stage through a capacitance. Just now, capacitor CC. Just now we have seen the coupling capacitor blocks the DC voltage of the first stage from reaching the base of the second stage. Yeah, just now we discussed. In this way, the DC biasing of the next stage is not inferred with this DC signal. Okay. Some loss of signal always occurs due to the drop across the coupling capacitor. Of course, since these are DC components or AC components, something, if any element is connected, there must be voltage developed. So this voltage or this signal will be lost since we are connecting the RC coupling. This loss is more when the frequency of the input signal is low. The input signal Vin is amplified by Q1, that is transistor 1, sets phase in reverse. When the common emitter is used, there will be 180 degrees phase shift. The amplified output of Q1 appear across RC1. Just now we discussed. Okay, the amplified output of first stage of amplifier is appeared across load resistor, that is collector resistor. The first stage is coupled to the second stage by coupling capacitor CC as just now I shown. Thus the signal at the base of Q1 is amplified by Q2. So the first stage signal is again given to the second stage of transistor amplifier. Therefore again the second stage transistor will amplify the first stage signal, and since the second stage is also common emitter configuration, therefore it is also provides 180 degrees phase shift. Therefore the total phase shift from two stages will be 360 degrees. The AC output Q2 appears across the collector resistor of the second stage RC2. The output across RC2 is coupled by CC to the load, of course. If further amplification is required, so more stages can be coupled. Therefore, from the output, again we can connect another capacitor which is RCC2. The output signal Vout is the twice amplified replica of the input signal Vin. Vin is the input, so at Q1 the stage 1 amplifier amplifies to the gain, okay, gain of the first stage. Again, this amplified version of the first stage is given to the second stage. Therefore, in the second stage, again amplification must be done. Therefore, two times amplified version of the input signal is appears across the output of the second stage. Here Cin is used to couple input signal to the base of the Q1. The resistances R1, R2 and Re form the biasing and stabilization network. Just now I told R1, R2 provides the required biasing to the transistor to operate the transistor in active region, whereas Re and Ce, that is bypass capacitor, provides the bias stabilization, that is to keep the operating point constant. The emitter bypass capacitor Ce offers low reactance path to the signal, if any high signal. This is about the operation of two-stage RC coupled amplifier. Okay, I hope you understand. Next, the advantages of this RC coupled amplifier. It has excellent frequency response. What is frequency response? In the previous class I told the graph drawn between gain of the amplifier to the frequency of the amplifier. So that graph drawn between gain versus frequency is nothing but frequency response. Therefore, it has excellent frequency response. Let us see. It has lower cost since it employs resistors and capacitors, which are very cheap. The circuit is very compact and easy to design. Low voltage and power gain. They are the tendency to become noisy with age. Of course, these are disadvantages. Here, it gives low voltage and power gains. It is approximately 1. The voltage gain is unity. The power gain also, since the voltage gain is less, the power gain is also less, because the power gain is equal to voltage gain into current gain. They have the tendency to become noisy with age, moist and climate. If we use the same amplifier circuit several times or several years, due to age, the noise will be increases because of lot of variations occur in the environment. The impedance matching is poor, as we know the common emitter output resistance of common emitter is high and input of common emitter amplifier is low. Here the output of common emitter is connected to the output of common emitter output resistance of the common emitter is coupled with input of the common emitter of the second stage. Since both are mismatching, therefore the impedance matching is poor. Yeah, I hope understand how to draw the two-stage RC coupled amplifier and what are the working principle of RC coupled amplifier, how the RC coupled amplifier network to be drawn. So Here we can summarize the RC coupled amplifier is we have discussed the RC coupled amplifier circuit and principle of RC coupled amplifier, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, this is about two-stage RC coupled amplifier. This is very important as your examination point of view. Next, after completion of this topic, the frequency response curve of RC coupled amplifier. Characteristics of practical amplifier. As we know, it has to raise the voltage level or the amplitude level of the input signal. It must amplify all the frequency components of the signal equally well. Then only that is called faithful amplification. The gain bandwidth product must be constant. These are the characteristics of practical amplifier. Significance of frequency response curve. The performance of an amplifier is judged by observing whether all frequency components of a signal are amplified equally well. Then only the frequency response is constant. This information is provided by its frequency response curve. Let us see. The frequency response curve is a plot of voltage gain of amplifier versus frequency of the input signal. Here the voltage gain is nothing but output voltage by input voltage gives the voltage gain. So that gain versus frequency of input signal gives the frequency response curve of that particular amplifier. It can be plotted by measuring voltage gain of the amplifier for different frequencies of input signal as shown in next slide. It is usually plotted on semi-log graph paper. Why we are taking a semi-log graph paper is the gain, voltage gain is the ratio of output voltage to the input voltage. When we calculate the ratio of two voltages, the voltages must be gets cancelled because both are voltages. Therefore, there will not be any units to measure that particular quantity. Therefore, a decibel introduces this gain in decibels. So, what is the formula for gain is voltage gain AV is equal to logarithmic of the ratio of voltages VO by VI, where VO is the output voltage, VI is the input voltage. Now it becomes the bells. So the deci is 20 log 10 VO by VI. You will get the decibels. Okay. In that way, since we are taking the gain in decibels, therefore we need to draw on a semi-log paper because we are using the logarithmic of gain. This is the frequency response curve of an RC coupled amplifier. Here you can see on the y-axis we have taken the gain, the logarithmic gain. On x-axis the frequency is taken, the input frequency. Here it is 0, 0 origin, and slowly the frequency is increasing from 0 to 50 Hz and slowly increasing 20 kHz. So generally why we are taking here to here is normally 50 to 20 kHz. There is a limit. Okay. Here below the 50 Hz we can call it as low frequency region. Above the 20 kHz is called high frequency region. Okay, in between these two, medium frequency. Okay. By calculating for each and every frequency, by calculating the gain from 0 to and so on, several kilohertz. So 0 to 50, 100, 200 and so on, 1 kilo, 2 kilo, up to 20 kilohertz and so on. By calculating like this, the frequency response curve shown like this. This pink color line shows the frequency response. Here, for the low frequency region, in the low frequency region, the response of the frequency response is slowly increasing. Okay, next from 50 around 50 hertz to 20 kilohertz, the frequency response is constant. Okay, the gain is constant from 50 hertz to 20 kilohertz. After this 20 kilohertz, again it is getting down. Okay, this is called roll off. For low frequencies and high frequencies, the frequency response is less, whereas from 50 Hz to 20 kHz, the frequency response is flat response. Means there is no variation in the gain during these frequencies. Hence, where the frequency response curve is flat, there we can use this amplifier in audio frequency, because 20 Hz to 20 kHz, it is a audio frequency range. Therefore, the RC coupled amplifier is used as audio frequency amplifier. Okay, this frequency response curve is plotted on semi-log graph paper with frequency on logarithmic scale so as to accommodate large frequency range. Okay, means 0 to 50, 100 kilohertz. Up to that, we can easily accommodate on a single page. Therefore, we have taken semi-logarithmic graph paper. The gain is constant only for a limited band of frequencies, that is approximately 50 Hz to 20 kHz. Okay, here 20 Hz from 0 to 20 Hz, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200, 300. Multiple of hundreds, next multiple of thousands, next multiple of 10,000s and so on. Like this, up to several kilohertz we can draw on a single graph paper. Therefore, it is not possible to draw normal graph paper. It cannot accommodate several kilohertz. Therefore, generally, to draw the frequency response of amplifier, it is better to draw on a semi-logarithmic graph paper. Okay, the range where the flat response is there, this frequency is called mid-frequency range, and the gain is called mid-band frequency gain, that is AVM. Okay, the flat response AVM. On both sides of mid-frequency range, the gain decreases. Below the 50 Hz, the gain is less. Above the 20 kHz, the gain is less, decreasing. For very low and very high frequencies, the gain of the amplifier reduces almost zero. Why it is gets reducing for low frequencies and very high frequencies? Just for a two-stage of RC coupled amplifier, the input voltage or input signal is applied through a input capacitor Cin. Okay, generally we are taking from 0 Hz input signal frequency from 0 Hz. whenever we are applying 0 hertz signal, since it is very less frequency, the capacitor input capacitance cannot recognize those signals from 0 to 50 hertz. Therefore, those signals below the 50 hertz frequency doesn't may not reach to the input of the first stage of amplifier. Therefore, there will not be any amplification done for the lower frequencies, that is below 50 Hz. Therefore, the frequency response is low up to 50 Hz, after which normal operation can be performed. Next, during the mid frequencies, of course, it allows the signal, therefore amplified, you will get the amplified version. Therefore, gain will be calculated by drawing all these gains may be flat. Next, very high frequencies, that is greater than 20 kilohertz. Since the frequency is very high, therefore these high frequencies will be applied to the capacitor value is very low. Therefore, simply all the signal will be uh, flowing through the circuit. All the signal means the combination of AC and DC, because there is no chance to allow only AC signal because it is very high frequency signal. Therefore, the mixture of AC and DC gives the noise signal. Therefore, the amplification may not be properly done. Hence, again here gain will be gets reduced. That is why at low frequencies and at high frequencies the gain rolls down, that is the gain is less. During mid frequency band the gain is flat, simply the signal is amplified, therefore the gain is flat. Therefore, the RC coupled amplifier generally preferred for mid frequencies from 50 Hz to 20 kHz. Therefore, this band of frequencies is audio frequency range. Therefore, the RC coupled is used as audio frequency amplifier. Now, coming to the coupling, next type of coupling is transformer coupling. The principle of transformer coupling. First, let us see the transformer coupling amplifier diagram, circuit diagram. Here, this is transformer coupled amplifier, two-stage transformer coupled amplifier. The Q1 first stage, Q2 is second stage. Since we are measuring the output across the collector, therefore it is common emitter, and the input is given to the base of the next stage, and again in the second stage the output is measured across the secondary winding which is connected to the transformer through collector, therefore it is also called common emitter configuration. So both the stages are common emitter configurations, and which are connected or coupled through a transformer, primary and secondary winding transformer. Therefore, it is called transformer coupled amplifier. Except this transformer, except this transformer, the remaining components are same as RC coupled amplifier, R1, R2, RECE. Okay, RC instead of RC, we are using here a transformer. Therefore, the primary winding is connected to the collector of the first stage, and secondary winding of the transformer is connected with the input, that is base of the next stage. Similarly, the second stage also same. The connection is same. since we are taking two stage only, across the secondary winding of the second stage, we can measure the output voltage. Okay, now here no need to explain each and every component, but of course I will explain in brief. This is the input voltage, input signal, and the Cin is the input capacitor which is used to block DC if any. It tells only AC signal to the amplifier stage. R1 R2 provides the biasing resistance or the biasing voltage which is used to operate the transistor in active region. RE provides the stabilization, bias stabilization to the transistor to keep the operating point constant. The RCE is emitter bypass capacitor which is connected to the emitter across RE. If any high signal flows through the emitter, the resistance may not allow. In that case, the CE provides the low reactance path in it connected to the ground. Therefore, the output voltage is constant for each and every frequencies. Similarly, in the second stage, the output is measured across the secondary winding of the transformer, which is connected in the collector of the output is measured across the secondary winding of the transformer, which is connected across the collector of the second stage. Okay, this is about the connection of or coupling of transformer in two-stage amplifiers. Okay, let us go back again. In this type of coupling, a transformer is used to transfer the AC output voltage of the first stage to the input of the next stage. Instead of R and C, where in RC coupled amplifier, R and C is replaced with a transformer. The collector resistor RC is replaced by the primary winding of the transformer. The secondary winding of the transformer replaces wire between the voltage divider of the, that is biasing network, and the base of the second stage. The DC isolation between the two stages is perfectly provided by the transformer. Okay, there is no chance of allowing of DC signal through the transformer. Okay, let us stop here. We will discuss the remaining things in the next class, that is transformer coupling principle or working principle, and advantages, disadvantages, and applications. And the last, DC direct coupled amplifier, two stage directly coupled amplifier, and working principle, uh, advantages, disadvantages, and applications in the next class. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any queries on this topic, you can mail me at nar37 at the rate gmail.com. Once again, NAAR37 at the rate gmail.com. Thank you for watching.